Wonder what's inside. Yeah. It's like another quick unboxing. So this is actually a part of a point trade. I did a point trade with a guy, Del85. He's actually the one who requested the Burlington Harden that I posted not too long ago. So I did some basalt work on some of that nappable basalt. I got a basalt series. If any of y'all want to watch that and watch me suffer, it's this stuff. It's nasty, but it works. And you can make stuff out of it. It's just miserable. But I made a basalt Scottsbluff, and he took a fancy to it, so we traded. And I think he threw some extra goodies in here, because I think I remember sending him some stuff as well. So let's pop this bad boy open and see what we got inside. I'm going to use this piece of tiger shirt, because I'm working on some of that stuff right now, and it's okay. I did a couple things. I did this silly looking thing. It's like, oh, that's not really that bad, and then you look at that, and then you're just like, ooh, well, there it is. Yep. But yeah, it likes to step, but I do what I can with what I got. Currently working on this thing. It's got an enormous issue because I did a dum-dum right there, and I just added in the biggest thing imaginable, and for some reason it gave me issues over here too, so I gotta fix that somehow. I don't know if I can go straight over that, and we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's besides the point. I'm just showing stuff off. Oops, I missed a couple. Hold on. Just a couple pieces of tape. There we go. Yeah. I'm excited to take a look-see at what we got. Ooh. Oh yeah. Maybe send me some slabs. What is that? What in the world? That reminds me of the basalt, but I don't think it's basalt. What on earth is that? Huh. Interesting. I think that reminds me of some of the stuff that I got in that box from Leather ad. I don't know if that's the same stuff though. It might be. That'd be kind of cool. We got this stuff. Ooh, this kind of looks like buffalo, but I'm not entirely sure. He'll let me know if I get it wrong, but that looks like some fun stuff. I'll mess with that. I'll absolutely mess with that. Oh, here it is. I think she survived. This was what I traded for. Now I got to figure out how to get in here. Do I have any obsidian flakes? No, but I have this Georgetown thing. This is gonna. Holy crap! That is scary. I gotta be careful about how I hold this because I don't want to accidentally slice myself. We packaged it quite well. She's looking to be complete. Oh yeah. Ooh. Shiny. I forget if he uses traditional or modern tools. Maybe both. I don't know. Ooh, look at that. Beauty. Yes, sir. I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. Very nice. I think it's Knife River. I'm pretty sure it's Knife River. I'm like 99% sure that it's Knife River. Almost 100% sure. Very nice. Very nice. Very good. Very good. That's quality right there. I like that. I like that a lot. Then he hooked me up with some slabs. I forget what all these were. Looks like we got some good stuff though. What's this? Ooh, that's gonna be pretty, whatever it is. I can already tell with those colors. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty too. Ooh, look at the shine on it. I wonder if that's coral. Might be, might not be. There's another one. Look at this one. Ooh. Oh, yeah. It's got some fun color to it. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very fun. I think this was a piece of just glass, if I remember correctly. That's gonna give me so many splinters, it's gonna be great. That is a thick piece of glass. I wonder if it came from like some type of tile or something. And that's another thing too. You see the camera like blur out. Look at that. It can't focus very well on a white material because it just kind of blends in. There's no like focal point to focus in on. This, I think this is bloodstone. At least that's what it looks like to me. I wanted to try some of this stuff out, and that looks sick. Nice. I'm gonna have fun working that. Another piece of whatever the heck this is. Ooh. Fancy, fancy. That looks fun. I am quite excited for these. I am. Yes, I am. Sam, I am. Green eggs and ham. Hold on. Where'd it go? There it is. Thought I lost it there for a second. Look at that. Oh, no. Don't you fall away on me now. We got to get a thumbnail here. There we go. Yeah. I forgot the other pieces of material, but the slabs are attractive enough, I think. And with the point. Do I want to break into something? Do I want to mess with it? Do I want to fiddle with it just a little bit? I'm not warmed up. That seems like a bad idea. I don't know. Do I do it? I kind of want to do it. I'll take a couple flakes because I want to see what on earth this whole dance is about. Because like I said, I don't know what this is. It looks like it doesn't like to cooperate, but we're all going to find out here in a couple seconds. Ooh, hold on. Got to glove up, boys. No wounds on my fingers. No sirs. Let's do a simple one. It's not bad at all, I don't think. It's definitely a little finer grained than the basalt, I'd say. Yeah, but hold on. I gotta take a flake or something so we can get a good fresh flake comparison here. Where do I want to hit this thing at? It hurts me so much. Okay, let's see here. You know, I do think the basalt's just a bit more coarser grained than this stuff. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder how that translates into nappability. Because like I said, this is intriguing to me. I always like new materials. I don't have very many that I get to try out all too often. So, anytime I get something new, see, like that's not bad. Anytime I get something new, I'm always stoked. I can tell that this stuff's gonna beat the snot out of my tools. But that's working quite well. Look at, you can see like little, it looks like malachite or something. Little malachite sheets in there or something. I wonder if this is like a silicified sediment. Like, because I think we unboxed some of that silicified sediment in that Misk, Texas box. At least I'm pretty sure we did. Oh yeah, it loves this. Oh boy. This is the fun stuff for sure. What a horrible thing to be working with, well, without warming up at all. Went pretty good. Through there. Hit him right there. Choked up around a little bit. Wanted to get rid of that. Pop that off. So, kind of took it off that way. And here. Dropping her off. I was like, it works. That was a good flake. If it's able to go underneath that sort of stuff instead of just compounding really badly. I mean, some of that might be on my part, but at the same time, this stuff does not seem painful in the slightest. Because that was a pretty darn long flake that went all the way up through there. I forget what the metric is for a good flaking material. I don't know if it's like, if you can get flakes twice as long as they are thick, that's a sign of a good material. I've heard that, but I don't know how true that is. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. I could have used a bit more beans on that one. I don't even know what to make out of this. It's so intriguing to me. Oopsie. Accidentally shot it downhill there. Dove it into that. My bad, my bad, my bad. Yee. That was a super chunky hit. Yeah. I mean, that went through a crack. Can be thinned. How thin, though? I should... Hold on. I need a longer flake. I want to test the brittleness of this. How do I do that? You just bend it with your fingers. See if it breaks. That's pretty much it. Usually you can get a pretty reasonable feel about how snap and halfish something is by snapping the flakes. Usually. That's not always the case, but most of the time it's not that unreliable of a testing method. At least it's worked for me. I need to rewrap that rod because it's starting to get a little loosey-goosey on me. How far do I want to mess with this? I gotta remember. I'm gonna save this for a video. Well, this is a video. Whoa, boy. Holy autofocus, holy. This works well. Works quite respectably. Now, I don't know how that behavior changes as it gets thinner. And as you can see, it is chewing the crap out of that rod. Wow. I've noticed that too with the Tiger Chert. The raw tough stone just absolutely chews on that copper. It just chews through it like it's nothing. In fact, I'm gonna need to rotate that just a little bit in my leg. Make sure we're getting good metal to stone contact. Oh boy, I messed that one up just a little bit. Again, no warm up. This is not a material that I wouldn't usually just kind of be like, oh, I'm gonna pick that up and mess with it. Usually that's obsidian because I do dumb stuff like that. Dang it, that was dumb. I wonder actually, because like just look at how tore up that is already. That is torn to pieces. I should have brought my drill out. I have a grinder wheel that I put on my drill. Ooh, and I grind these down using that because I don't have like an angle grinder or a bench top grinder. I'd like to have one because it'd just make it easier. Because I could just lean over, sharpen one of these up, and be back on my merry way. Ooh, hooey. But nope, gotta do it by hand. That's all we got. Zoinks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him what this is because it is a little fascinating to me. Let's see. Nope, that was a bad one. That was a really bad one. Also, I can tell that that's still not in focus. My goodness. I really do have to bring it just up in my face. I keep trying to get around it so I don't have to have this thing just shoved up in my face. But yeah, with how uncooperative this thing's being, I gotta gauge myself so that I don't accidentally end up ruining it. So yeah, it's just nothing. Also just nothing. Yeah, it's tough stuff. Oh, it gives me basalt flashbacks. It really does. Except it feels softer. Maybe that's due to the finer grain structure. I'm not entirely sure. Easy there. You do not need to step fracture that whole thing. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Because of course it's going to do nothing. I can already tell it's going to be one of those. Look at that, Great Wall of China all the way down. Fun, fun, fun. Some torture material right here. This is what they put in the bad nappers' Christmas stockings. They don't give you coal, they give you this stuff. I'm sure some people are like, oh, I'd take that. I'm sure you would. Yeah, this is... And with how much it's just chewing that up. That is crazy. I like my obsidian. I can work with that for a long time and not have to worry. It's just one of those. That's all that you can say. It's just one of those. If you nap, you know. You know when it's just one of those. Oh, yuck. Yeah, I gotta stop. I'm doing dumb stuff now because that was just real dumb. And anything that I put on this is gonna be significantly harder to fix than anything else, like any other material, because it's so uncooperative. But I'm definitely gonna try to make something out of it. Keyword being try. How much time do we got? We're at 17 minutes. I can kind of break into that other stuff, whatever that is. So this a little bit, maybe. I don't know what this is. It's lovely though. Is it buffalo? That looks like Buffalo River. It's so nice. Look, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's as if it's a nice material. Funny how that works. I know I'm giggling. Chortling. Just a little bit. That was a really good flake. Yeah, see, this is just pleasant. I like it when the material's like this. You can do super duper razor thin flakes. Those are always fun. Yeah. I do like the bands in this one. Like the subtle banding. That's what makes me think it's Buffalo River. Because I've had like really banded Buffalo River before. It's beautiful stuff. It really is. What am I going to make with this one? I don't know. Maybe a Texas point of some sort. I'm assuming this is from Texas. That's a big assumption. Again, this might not even be Buffalo River Chert. This could be something just entirely different, and I am ignorant to its special abilities. But I'm not ignorant to the fact that this has gotten chewed up again. Ooh, you see that? Hold on. See all those flake pieces in there that are embedded in there? You got to get those out. If you are doing indirect percussion and it's not working, You need to sand out those flakes. You really, really, really badly do, because those will mess you up. I've said it in other videos, and I'm going to say it in this one too, just in case somebody happens to come across this one. Oh, geez, you can hear them. You need to get rid of those flakes, because if they're in there, you're not making good tool to stone contact. You're doing like stone on stone stuff, which it can be done. You can nap stone with stone, but when you're doing it this way, it messes with the dynamics of it, and you just don't get good grip. The tool can't grip the piece that you're working on, so it just ends up being a very unpleasant experience. Nobody wants that. I don't want that. If you want that, I don't know what to say, man. You're weird. You're one of the few. Probably like those guys that like napping that milky quartzite. Those guys, I tell you what. I found a big chunk of that stuff in a river, like in a gravel bar. It's sharp. You know how I know? Because it cut me. I was like, you bugger. Because I was messing with it and I smacked a rock on it to try and take a flake to see how it flaked. And those shards like ricocheted off my foot. It was ouchie. But I'm sure it can work. Well, it can work. There's no need to be sure. It's just a thing. It's been used for artifacts and such. Forget what tribes tended to use it. I know it's like, it's kind of some of your East Coast tribes. I don't know if it's like Appalachian Mountains or something. I think Moro Mountain tribes tended to have some of those quartz style points. I'm not super duper versed in my history. I'd love to be. I'm sure I will be at some point with more time. Because the good thing about the research is the research is not going nowhere. Arguably, neither are the rocks, but I like breaking rocks more than I like sitting down and reading for 3 hours. I'm sure that's not just me. But I don't know how much more I'm going to mess with this. I think I could try and get it into some kind of shape, but I got bigger fish to fry. I got some other videos I need to record. But this stuff, as I said before, it's lovely. It's wonderful. I really like it. That other stuff is gonna make me sweat. I want to have to nap that one on a day when it's not super duper hot. It's not very hot in here right now. Well, I mean, it's 90, but trust me, it can get up to 120 pretty dang easy in this garage. It don't take nothing. Hardly nothing. And it's like I'm burning up. Luckily I got my fans and stuff going though. Those are lifesavers. Like actual lifesavers. I'm sure without them I'd get like heat stroke or something silly like that. Yep. Bit of a wonky one. I've only worked with like one side of this. I shouldn't do that. There's just too much stuff on here to catch my attention, like those little ridges. That weird little pop-out area. I'll mess with it later. Just a couple more. Or a few more, I don't know. What did I say? Well, we can nap for until like 30 minutes in. I got my thumbnail. Ugh, shot a flake up into my face. Into my nose. That's not where flakes are supposed to go. You're supposed to keep those out of your lungs. Which I should say too, I have a fan over yonder. That's blowing on me right now as well. That's for the nasty rock dust. Fun stuff. I do like it. It works much better than the raw tiger chert. I tell you what, whenever I get like a step fracture in that raw tiger chert, like that blade has that I showed you, that's like game over for me. It's just like, well, I might as well just throw this thing away because I'm not going to be able to figure out how to get to it. It's like either just accept that it's there for the rest of time, or like go all the way in and abrade it, which I don't want to do. I really don't want to have to take off width, but then it's like you got to do that, and then if you even get like all the way up to it, or you get it in a narrow point, kind of like that one was that I showed you, then it's just like, oh, you're done. Nice try. Can't really fix it. And it's just like, dang it. Why? Why don't I have the skill yet? What must I do? How much more must I break before I'm worthy? I wish I knew. Nope. Could have gripped that one just a bit more. Because it's already getting chewed up again. I can feel it. Yeah, this stuff's lovely. At least I think it is. I mean, the whole box is lovely. Del, man, I appreciate it. Stuff is fun. I'm gonna have a grand old time with it. I'm gonna be jolly. Maybe not with the where did it go? Oh no. Maybe not with this stuff. I mean, maybe. Oh, I don't know. I might. I don't know about that. I mean, this is. Ooh, that one's gonna really make me wonder. Oh boy. Yes, sirree, that's a doozy, all right. That is a looker. But yeah, man, I appreciate the box. It is awesome. I'm gonna do one more. It works. It works well enough. That was a really good one. Okay, maybe now it's just showing off. Either that or I got warmed up. So I saw the platform right there amongst the thing. Took it. I saw the high spot. I was like, okay, maybe got some strength, but I got to worry about this junk and whatever the heck that thing is. But then it just decided to go wee. Took the whole thing off. So let's see if I can rearrange it here for you. I don't know. It's weird. It's interesting. That took care of a nice problem, though. I mean, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to try to do that again for that one, because I feel like that's definitely not going to work. Maybe I'll try it off camera, where I won't be shamed. But yeah. I appreciate the stuff, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to make some more videos on it. We'll see what I can do. I'll mess with those slabs a little bit. I might use a couple of those for some tutorials. See if I can do some slab work. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. Where did the point go? There it is. And I appreciate the point as well. It's a good one. It's going to go in my display case. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.